All right, this is House of the Lord, and we are going to do it in the key of D to give you a chance to see what two sharps in a key would look like. And so if we go back to our whole half, so that's 3 holes and a half, 2 holes and a half and then 3 holes and a half, that will, starting on D, that will bring us here. So we have whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So you'll see our 2 black keys, or our 2 sharps, are F sharp, like we had in the key of G, and now C sharp. So every time it says an F or it says a C, we know that we are playing black keys for that if we are in the key of D. Okay? Now, it's easy to remember the F sharp at first because in the key of D, you know, when you play a D chord, you have that F sharp there. So for House of the Lord, I will teach you the individual chords and then I'll teach you how I would play it as well. So for the first chord of the verse, we have D, 1. It's we worship the God who was, we worship the God who is, we worship the God who... Now this can trick people up because you have 3 chords that move very quickly. You don't have time to get to them. It goes B minor to A to G, okay? And that is 6 to 5 to 4. So you're just doing a walk down. They'll call it walk down if you're playing with the band, or they'll call it a walk up if you were to go reverse, if you went 4, 5, 6, okay? So let's break that down. B minor is made up of B, D, and F sharp. So the God who ever, and then you go to A, which is made up of A, C sharp, not C, and E, and then G, which is all white keys, G, B, and D, okay? So we have B minor, we have A, and we have G. And this helps you to practice using those sharps because in B minor you have that F sharp, and in A you have that C sharp. And so you don't really get a break from those back to back. So let's go through that verse. So we worship the God who was, we worship the God who is, we worship the God who evermore will be. So it goes 1, and then 6, 5, 4. It does that again. He opened the prison doors, he parted the raging sea, my God, he. Okay, 6, B minor, holds the A, or 5, victory, C, G, or 4. Okay. And then we have the chorus. Super easy again. We go back to 1, which is D in this case. There's joy in the house of the Lord. There's joy in the house of the Lord today. So we have A to G. And he won't be quiet. We shout out your praise. Okay. This is the chorus of House of the Lord. House of the Lord in the key of D. So we, instead of in the verse where we had a 1, 6, 5, 4 progression, in the chorus we play a 1, 5, 4 progression. So we hold on 1 a little longer, and then really quickly we play 5 and 4. So in D, 1 is D, 5 is A, and 4 is G. So we'll go 1, ready? 1, 2, 3, and... There's joy in the house of the Lord, there's joy in the house of the 5, 4. We won't be quiet. We shout out your praise. 1, there's joy in the house of the Lord. Our God is surely 5, 4. And we won't be quiet. We shout out your praise. We shout out your praise. Okay? And so let's take a moment and look at what the intro and the turnarounds are. Now, the reason we don't start here is just because this goes away from your natural chords. It's now going to lead lines. A lead line is where you play what the melody might be in a song, or a special part that you can hum along to or sing along to. And so in this song, the lead line is... So we want to play that. Okay, the simplest way to play that is to do what I just did, where in your bass, you're gonna play that chorus chord progression, which is 1, and then you wait for a while, then you play 5, 4, that's why I wanted to teach you the chorus first, okay? And on the top, you are playing just the notes, not chords, but you'll play 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, or in chords, you're playing F sharp, E, E, F sharp, E, E, D, E, E, D, okay? And then you would go into your verse. So in practice, that would be, we worship the God who was, we worship the God who is, right? And you get into it that way, okay? The only other part of this song, because we have another verse and that just continues how we had it before, and then we have our bridge. And this one is playing a 1, 5, 1, and then it goes 1, 5, 1, and then it goes 6, 4, 1, 5, 4. So there's a lot of movement in this, so you really have to pay attention to the chord chart. We start on 1, because we were the beggars, which is D, and now we play A, royalty, back to D. We were the prisoners, and now go back to A, running free to D, and then we are forgiven, B minor, accepted, redeemed by, go to G, by his grace to D. Let the house, which is A, of the Lord, which is G, be praised, which is D. Now, it's all over the place. You really have to just watch the chart for this. Some songs, you can hear the progression and it repeats over and over again. Other songs, like a lot of Phil Wickham songs, he loves to change things up. He likes to add some hits into his songs and make the chords vary from part to part. Now we are going to take this song from the beginning to the end, going through that lead part of the intro, and then returning back to that lead part through those vamps, going through the verses and the chorus and the bridge. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and we worship the God who was, we worship the God who is, we worship the God who evermore will be. And he opened the prison doors, he parted the raging sea. My God, he holds the victory, yeah. There's joy in the house of the Lord, there's joy in the house of the Lord today. And we won't be quiet, we shout out your praise. There's joy in the house of the Lord, our God is surely in this place. And we won't be quiet, we shout out your praise. We shout out your praise. We sing to the God who heals, we sing to the God who saves, we sing to the God who always makes a way. 'Cause he hung up on that cross, then he rose up from that grave. My God, still rolling stones away. There's joy in the house of the Lord, there's joy in the house of the Lord today. And we won't be quiet, we shout out your praise. There's joy in the house of the Lord, our God is surely in this place. And we won't be quiet, we shout out your praise. We shout out your praise. Bridge. 'Cause we were the beggars, and now we're royalty. We were the prisoners, and now we're running free. We are forgiven, accepted, redeemed by His grace. Let the house of the Lord sing praise. There's joy in the house of the Lord. There's joy in the house of the Lord today. And we won't be quiet. We shout out your praise. There's joy in the house of the Lord. Our God is surely in this place, and we won't be quiet. We shout out your praise. There's joy in the house of the Lord. There's joy in the house of the Lord today, and we won't be quiet. We shout out your praise. There's joy in the house of the Lord. Our God is surely in this place, and we won't be quiet. We shout out your praise.